This is Boswellia cartieri. There's many, many different types of Boswellia, which is frankincense, in the world. And this is Boswellia cartieri, which has all the medical studies on. And there's other Boswellia or frankincense on the market, and they're substandard. They may have a little therapeutic value, but they don't give you the optimal results. So we always use the Young Living frankincense. And when you smell this, I'll pass it around. John Hopkins had, combined with the University of Israel, looked at this for anxiety, and they found that frankincense works on a very specific receptor site. And it makes sense when you think in biblical times, what did they use frankincense for?
The temples to worship.
In the temples for worship. And when you know that the frankincense is high in sesquiterpenes, that's good for the brain. And so it makes sense that it was a oil used in prayer in the temples. And so that I thought was a really cool fact. And then the University of California at Berkeley studied it for arthritis pain. So people could use it for the aches and pains that we talked about up here. That would be a very good oil, as well as the wintergreen and peppermint. And I'm glad you brought that up, because there's other oils we can add to our medicine chest as we go along. And so you're exactly right. And so, for example, with any kind of the respiratory, we can add RC or Raven, but we'll talk about those at another time. But this gives you your remedies for the 9 systems of the body when you're just starting out. So frankincense is a very valuable oil in our medicine chest because it can be used for so many different things. It's also very good for the respiratory. So that could be one you would layer on if you had feeling the cold or flu coming on as well. Excellent, Rebecca. Thank you for sharing that. And so those of us wanting that anti-aging, now if we use the sandalwood cream, put the frankincense in there, and it'll take away the aging spots. Great idea. Any other frankincense stories you would like to share? Yeah,
and you have a dog?
Yeah, my little dog had a very large growth, and my nurse friend said, as dogs age, they do get cancer. And I used the frankincense right in, well, I started putting grapefruit on top of it and then frankincense, and she would lick it, lick it, lick it, and then it opened up and you could see inside. And as I dropped the frankincense in, each day it got less and less until it became flat. Wow. And it healed up. I have pictures of that. It's kind of gross, but it's a great testimony for the beautiful value of the frankincense. I would like to move on to my favorite oil, especially for the cold and flu season, and that is Thieves. And Thieves acquired the name because of the story back in the Black Plague days. The thieves, many of the people back in those days were spicers, and these spicers knew that by rubbing their bodies with the spices, they could protect themselves. And so the oils in the Thieves are all of the oils that have the ability to fight against those big germs, including those bigger ones such as the flu and some of those infections we may get in our lungs. And so I love the Thieves. During cold and flu season, we have our diffuser going, as you see, all the time. Everybody around here is dropping like flies, and so we have that diffuser going all the time. I nightly put it on my feet, and that was a ritual Michael always did with our children. Every morning before school, he had put the oils, the Thieves, on the children's feet, and off they'd go to school. And it was great to see that they had such good attendance through their years of school. And so this is a great oil. It has cinnamon, clove, eucalyptus, rosemary, and very effective against the big germs as well as the day-to-day little cold symptoms we can have. Does anybody have a story about the thieves?
I do.
Great, go ahead.
And again, you can tell where I'm at in my life. Since I got in my 50s, also get like skin tags and moles on my neck.
Yes.
Of them. And we know, or I think we know, that oregano is really good for that.
Yep.
But oregano is pretty strong to walk around all day. And so I decided to try Thieves. And I just put one of our roller fitments on it, and I just would roll it over my neck area, and the skin tags were gone in a week. I started doing this between Thanksgiving and Christmas last year, and the flat, like age spots, they just peeled off like dead skin. And the moles, they're taking a little longer. They're all gone now, excepting 2.
Sure.
And they just slowly just go away. So, and I feel like I'm getting protected because of its
Yes.
antiviral and stuff. So I put it on every night before I go to bed. I put it on and instead of my feet, and it's helping with all my other stuff too.
Yeah,
That's a fantastic,
I
yeah.
have a story. Your friend, your name is?
Lucy.
Was horrified to see me
She sprayed it in his nose.
Oh, yeah.
Thieves in my throat. Whenever I start to feel a cold coming on, which I don't right now, but I just do this all the time anyway,
It's a breath freshener.
and that too.
I
But whenever,
use the oil, but not that spray.
whenever I feel a cold coming on, I just do
Yeah.
2 shots of that in the back of my throat, and I don't get sick.
Yeah, I have
Yeah.
people, colleagues at work that they know I have it, and when they start feeling a sore throat, they put a couple drops of water and gargle.
Yeah, that's what I do with the oil.
I think that's important, that we don't wait till we get the flu. We be proactive and prevent it. And Thieves oil that we passed around has a whole product line in and of itself so that we all have the ability to create a healing home. And air fresheners is, when we talk about creating a healing home, what people don't realize is all those air freshening products are really harming your health. And again, they bioaccumulate in the body. And over time, they begin to cause symptoms. And that's why that Thieves oil that we passed around has a whole product line. So when you're talking about the air fresheners, the second most critical is the antibacterial ingredients they put in all of our products now. Lotions, shampoos, everything. They're in 76% of all of our consumer products now. And they're harmful to your health because they mess up your hormones, they mess up your digestive tract, they mess up everything. And in fact, the state of Minnesota, the Department of Health, this past summer was asking all citizens to be aware of the top 10 contaminants that get into our water supplies. Acetaminophen was one of the big ones. Antibacterial soaps was another one. And then the residue of all these products. Now, there were other things such as pesticides and all of that, but when you think of it, these are things that are in our own homes. And we have to be very careful on the lake that we don't use antibacterial products because we have septics on the lake. They have bacteria in them to break down the sludge. We have to have the good bacteria. So we love having the Thieves line because everything that's going down our drain is helpful and not harmful. And then the other part of the Thieves line is the healthy hand sanitizer. You only need a little dribble. And with the cold and flu season, you want to make sure you're doing this 3-4 times a day. Every time you touch a grocery cart or a door handle, you want to be using, or shake a hand, yes. And so the healthy hand sanitizer is part of the healthy home that the Thieves line gives us. I would like to talk about the Thieves cleaner for a minute. As a mom, but also as an educator for 20 years, it is so incredibly important that we understand the harm that cleaners can do to cognitive function and to hormonal disruption and to just regular mood. And so those products will have those symptoms over time. So the reason I love the Thieves cleaner so much is, do you know who Erin Brockovich is? Erin Brockovich supports the Environmental Working Group. She made a difference in not only her community, but across the nation, right? Well, the Environmental Working Group is the group that watchdogs these harmful things. The Thieves cleaner, every single ingredient in the Thieves cleaner has the green rating from the Environmental Working Group. So as an educator, as a mom, as a woman, I feel this is such a valuable product because I know that it's healthy for me, it's healthy for my children, it's healthy for my home, and it's healthy for my community. Because what I do in my home affects my neighbors, doesn't it? And so I have a responsibility to find value in the consumer choices that I make. So I love the Thieves cleaner, and it cleans everything imaginable. And so we'll talk more about this when we look at Healing Home, which is our second Wellness at Home in our series. So you can look forward to that. Antioxidants. And where do we get antioxidants?
Blueberries.
Yeah, from blueberries. Where else?
Bright colored berries.
Bright colored berries. Yeah, we get them from our foods, right? So we want to. From what? Oh, why? Not if it's from Minnesota. So we get it from our foods. And thanks for bringing that up, Rebecca, is the everyday oils that we have are full of antioxidants. They're based on plants, they're foods. And so clove is your highest natural antioxidant on earth. I'm sorry, you would have to create something in the lab to outperform clove. And so a lot of people will put clove in their tea and so forth. But we also get it from our beautiful dark berries. And so I want to share with you a drink called Ningxia Red that Michael and I use as our vitality drink. But it's sensational for eye health. I make sure that I have my Ningxia Red because this is high in antioxidants. And then you can use clove or Thieves in your tea for the added antioxidants from the clove and cinnamon in the Thieves oil. But if you read a book by Ray Strand, who's a medical doctor, he talks about what your doctor doesn't tell you about nutritional medicine. And he has a section on eye health, and he talks about the value of saturating your body with good antioxidant foods. And so this is one thing that Michael and I use for not only eye health, but as we said, our vitality drink. This is also a fantastic, when we looked at anti-aging or even stress or even plain old energy. Anybody need more energy? One of the things, this is a fantastic sustained energy drink. And so, for example, when Michael works out, he'll put 3, 4, 5 ounces in a water bottle, fill it up, and take it to the gym with him. I'll do the same when I go on my hikes. It keeps your blood sugar nice and level, but it saturates your body with the recovery benefits of antioxidants as well. When you talk about fitness recovery, we need to give our body the nutrition, because we want to work it hard for fitness, but then we want to replenish it with good nutritional value. So anybody want to share their experience with the Ningxia Red? Go ahead.